mean, I have been fishing on maggots like for a bit, but like I thought to myself, with it being reasonably warm, like, you know, there is a shout of getting a bite on something other than a maggot. So, I mean, I put a cold water mixed stringer out there, a chocolate orange popper with like a sweet corn stringer on it, because I've had bites on them, you know, like, and one on a zig, like, and I'm thinking like I've got them 3 out there, and I've only got to get a bite on one of them, and I'm getting a bit more of a picture on what's going on.
For sure.
I mean, like, I generally go on the fact that I start off with like one initial sum, and then like say I put like half a bucket of munger in, yeah. Well, usually sort of blended up tigers, crushed boilers, like usually tiger nut ones to be honest, and a tin of corn. The reason why tigers are so good is because they stay in the water forever. You know, like the fish eat them, and like they pass them through.
And they eat them again, don't they?
And then they eat them again and again and again. Because like there's little bits. If you look, if you like sort of had like the chance to dive down and look at the bottom, but I mean I have had a chance to sort of look through aquascopes and stuff, and you do see like tiny bits of tigers on the gravel spots and stuff, and that to them is free food still. You know, but it stays in the water system for a bit longer. And using tigers themselves whole can kill situations. I mean, if I was going to use old tigers, I wouldn't use never any more than 3 tigers on a stringer, and that'd be it. Obviously, like, you know, when you go onto a new water, you've come from a water, so like you know what goes on in there. You know, you've got a perception of what carp like to eat. You know what I mean? Like your little confidence in a bag, and then try that, and if that fails, then try something else. But like you've got to give it time for that to work.
So if we're talking about like what Martin's doing, essentially is that he's going to determine that deep spot through his marker float. So basically, you're pulling out the bump of the gravel, like, and you get like a tap 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 as the gravel gets smaller, like towards the bottom, and then you pull into silt. So essentially, like, what he's trying to do is, like, you know, gain an exact distance that he's fishing at in this. So if you imagine there, that goes like shallower here, this goes shallower, but he's like, he wants to fish here. So therefore, like, he's marking up his line and everything to get it absolutely bang on. You can see, like, there's fish out there. But like what Martin's doing, basically he's turning up for like 4 or 5 days, something like that, and he's applying more bait. You've got all these like kind of 20, 30 carp or whatever they are, because you're on the bulk of the fish, like feeding on what's already been left there before.
But the thing being, like, if there was 10 kilo of bait out there, these fish could eat it in 2 hours.
Oh, they could, yeah, true.
And like, I think that if you are on fish that are feeding, chances are it's pretty much gone, if not on its way anyway.
Yeah.
But you, as you fish, like, you know that them tutti fruities catch fish,
mate,
don't you? You ain't got to change anything. It's like your little May stacker rig. You'll either use one or the other, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
And like you.
Like, the thing is, there's no point swapping. I heard like a story the other day about like some mate. He said he kept swapping and swapping and swapping, trying to get a bite. There's no need, because the thing is like, you know, that particular bait in my case is a Richworth Tutti Frutti. Now, I ain't saying that because I'm sponsored by Richworth or anything like that. That is a particular bait
it's your favourite.
that will get, like, for example, like I say, I use the phrase that there ain't a carp alive that don't eat a Richworth Tutti Frutti.
No, that's right.
Simple as that. You catch every carp in the land on it. But also, like, something like the cell. It's almost like, if you can imagine what's applied to a water, yeah, essentially get like loads of people on there now, you know, like, for example, you know, they've heard that people have caught on like the old mainline cell, okay, so they go and buy a bag of that particular bait and they put more out.
Yeah,
they've seen so much of it,
yeah,
that they, like, when they just pick it up with confidence, don't they? You just have to scrutinise it.
It's just that one little sign in the winter could mean the difference between catching 10 carp in the winter or nothing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it could start your whole winter.
Yeah. But then, like, during the summer, it's like the fish, you know, spring and summer, the fish get like a lot more active. Okay, so you know, like we were saying, you have to get there early. You have to be watching the water. You have to scrutinise it. Don't just like kind of look out at it. Like literally look at what's going on.
I would only use like up to 3 foot for, you know, like use like 3 foots if it's really sunny, and then like sort of if it's just like you'd say, like, you know, have one at 2 foot, one at 2.5 foot, one at 3 foot, and you know, at your longest you want to go 3.5 foot, because and no, you know, like no, not 4 foot, because it is 4 foot deep. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be on the surface. You'll get picked up by everything, like ducks and that. So like, and besides that, they you know, on here it's like not really a out and out float of water, so like, you know, chances are, like, you know, you'll do better on them just under the surface anyway.